Hey, what's up, guys? It's the Slifer Slacker, and here it is. I apologize for the 2-day delay, but this is the Cosmo NEOS build. Expect this and then a combo vid after. This one's gonna kind of be a little bit longer. I'm gonna make a quick short deck profile, but this is gonna be the more in-depth, like explaining why I'm playing what I'm playing. So guys, without further ado, again, I apologize, but I wanted to make sure I got this build just right, and I think we hit it. So guys, first we are on the 2 copies of NEOS. So if you've seen some of my other deck profiles, I try to incorporate Avion and Percentrix in the more casual, more fun builds. But this one we are going for broke. We are going for the throat with Cosmo NEOS. 2 copies of Spirit, and I am actually on 2 copies of Stratos. I like Stratos at 2. I've tried it at 1. I don't like it at 1. I like it at 2. It helps you get to your combos better. I think 1 Blaze Man, 1 Liquid, and 1 Prisma. This card is what makes it. Prisma is amazing. Opens so many avenues. 1 Shadow Mist, 1 Aqua Dolphin, 1 Dark Panther, and 1 Grand Mole. That's gonna round it off with the monsters. I'm actually not playing Arm NEOS in the main. I haven't built the side deck, but I'm gonna side that card out because in playtesting I saw Arm Dragon one too many times, and it was in those wonky hands where I'm like, if I just replace that with a hero or a Spacian, this hand is that much better. I would say you're on a definite 3. 4 is not needed. 2 is not enough if you're trying to make Cosmo NEOS. And these are the 3 to go with. Hand traps, affect monsters, and sends back to hand. You can't really argue with that. Last but not least, 3 copies of our boy Crosskeeper. We're actually out on the 3 copies of A Hero Lives. Really no self-explanatory there. 3 copies of E-Call. 3 copies of Ian Shuffle. I feel like these are mandatory at 3. These are like non-negotiable. You're playing these at 3 if you're playing Cosmo NEOS. They just help you see all your stuff. And right here, the Spice, the Pied de Resistance, or however you say that in French. 3 copies of Fusion Deployment. I do got to give a shout out to D-Time because he turned me on to this card. I'm just watching his vids and his profiles, and I'm like, wait a minute. We have essentially it's not as good as Contact Soul, which is basically a Neo-Spacian version of this card, which I hope we get, by the way. But Fusion Deployment is pretty good because it allows you to special out a monster that is listed on a fusion monster in your extra deck. So for example, 1, 2, 3, and 4. We are on the 2 NEOS. I do not like NEOS Fusion at 3. I like NEOS Fusion at 2. I think 2 is the like the Goldilocks zone, the sweet spot. The 1 Miracle Fusion, the 1 Rhoda, the 1 Instant Contact, the 1 Called by the Grave, the 1 Fake Hero. I am on 1 Poly. Yes, I am part of the 1 Poly crew now. And Favorite Contact. So I did cut the counter trap because I thought that the counter trap was kind of counterproductive. Because if I'm going for Cosmo NEOS, I'm going for broke. I don't want to see bricks. I want full gas. So that means I don't want to see that, because what's the point? I'm going to not let you play spells or traps. Why do I want to run a counter trap that's going to stop that? Like Cosmo NEOS has that built in. I don't need a counter trap on top of that. So guys, that has been like the explanation of everything. Of the main deck, I want to talk about the extra deck. So what really gassed this deck up, like what really allowed this thing to play, was 2 cards that I was considering running one of them in the past, but I just never thought about the other. So I wanna talk about this guy right here, Divine NEOS. Divine NEOS allows you to banish a Prisma to gain its effect. So then effectively turning on more 2-card combos in pure NEOS that do not revolve around Vision heroes, that revolve around purely, around our NEOS stuff. So 1 copy of Wake Up, 1 copy of Cosmo NEOS. I would honestly say 2 copies of Shining NEOS Wingman. You can cut this to 1. It's not mandatory at 2, but I do play the 1 copy of Nebula NEOS. If it's up to you guys, if you want to cut this, I would suggest cutting it for a Grand NEOS, because I like having him simply because I can target one of the names and then special summon them out. 1 of the new Flame Wingman, 1 Sunrise, 1 Aqua NEOS for both hand looping and fusion deployment. Dark NEOS because it turns instant contact into a monster negate, so if your opponent sets up something and you need to negate it. Air NEOS, OTKs. Flame Wingman. Flame Wingman is just a target for instant contact that is not a light, or it's also not something that returns to your hand at the end of the turn. Brave NEOS, because Brave NEOS can fuse with literally anything in the deck. Brave NEOS allows OG NEOS to fuse with anything pretty much in the deck. 1 Marine Dolphin. I'm on 1 Marine Dolphin because it allows you to kind of turn Divine NEOS into a 2-card combo. And last but not least, 1 Extra Hero Wonder Driver. So I'm not playing Infernal Devicer. I don't like him in this particular build. He's more of a card for hero because they link. We don't really link our first turn. But if I'm going for Divine NEOS, I need to burn my Miracle Fusion. If I burn my Miracle Fusion, that means going, when I go second, I kind of don't have as big of like a clapback on my opponent. But if I get into Wonder Driver, summon something out, I can recur that Miracle Fusion and then go into a copy of Wake Up. So guys, this has been the deck profile. I hope everybody likes it. I hope it lives up to the hype. That's why I kind of wanted to wait and just really buckle down and make sure, like, okay, this is solid. I like this. Not only do I like this, I hope that it does well for everybody. It's done well for me, just playtesting online. But guys, stay tuned. I'm going to make a combo video about pretty much what to do and kind of like the combos that I'm going with now. But guys, stay tuned. Cypher Slacker out.